Disney has messed up many iconic franchises over the years, and Marvel specifically has gender and race swapped tons of characters and faced major backlash over it. But a rumor is now circulating that Marvel is going to be gender swapping Silver Surfer in the upcoming Fantastic Four reboot. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or via YouTube memberships. Now, of course, when we all heard that there was going to be a Fantastic Four reboot, many of us were worried because they are constantly rebooting things that don't need reboots, and of course, they always have to shove the narrative into it, the message into it. There's always these changes that they're making that make absolutely no sense, like in the Marvels, how they gender swapped Dar-Benn when that really didn't need to happen. But now we're hearing that they're considering gender swapping Silver Surfer. This is a Bounding Into Comics article. It says, reset the clock, having seemingly learned nothing from their recent string of misfires. A new rumor suggests that Marvel Studios' upcoming reboot of the Fantastic Four will deviate from the first family's original comic book source material by portraying their sometimes ally, the Silver Surfer, as a woman instead of a man. And of course, if you criticize this, they're gonna call you sexist and misogynist and all of these different things, because that is the classic go-to in the playbook. And this is so unfortunate because it means that we're not allowed to criticize anything, even if they're just rumors, because then we're terrible people. But it says word of Marvel's inability to kick their addiction to identity politics was first raised to the public by noted entertainment reporter Jeff Snyder during the November 9th episode of his and film critic John Rocha's The Hot Mic podcast. Now, this has been a rumor for a couple of years, actually. Back in 2019, when we first heard about this potential reboot, because at the time it wasn't greenlit, there were rumors circulating that they wanted to do a reboot and they wanted to have some kind of female in the lead, like Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer was one of these specific characters that was brought up during that rumor, and of course we all really didn't believe it at the time, because even though of course Marvel was already heavily focusing on identity politics, it does not really matter because it wasn't even a greenlit movie at that point. But now that it's been greenlit, we've got some casting announcements. It seems like this is their direction. Relaying information to his co-host originally provided to him by his insider sources, he asserted, so you know, Galactus is going to be part of the Fantastic Four. The idea is that one of his four heralds is going to be female. I have heard that Silver Surfer is going to be female. And then it was noted that yes, you can expect to see a female Silver Surfer, as I noted on last week's Hot Mic podcast. So of course, take this with a grain of salt. This is not officially confirmed, but if this happens, there would be so much debate and so many problems here. And of course, lots of people have now speculated that this could actually be Nova, because while she's not technically the same as Silver Surfer, she could be like an easy stand-in if they wanted to use a similar female character. But of course, knowing people like Kevin Feige, it is entirely possible that she will be an actual gender swap version of the character. Now, of course, it is important to point out that the Silver Surfer on Earth 829, known as Juno, is a gender-flipped variant of Norrin Radd, but she only appeared in 3 issues of the 2010s Hercules Twilight of a God comic. So if they jump her to, you know, the big screen, then you can tell all they wanted was another female. They only wanted to push more identity politics, and they're not, you know, technically adapting a genuinely good or loved character because she's relatively unknown. Like, that's all that she ever appeared in was 3 comics, that's it. So we don't know exactly what they're doing, but of course this doesn't really seem that far-fetched to a lot of people now, just judging by their track record. It says though, notably though, and even though still officially confirmed, his tip lines up with a previous rumor from My Time to Shine Hello's, which suggested that Galactus's herald in the MCU Fantastic Four reboot will be a woman. There are also several other rumors surrounding this movie that also sound very worrying. And to me, the one that I can genuinely believe that they would do is that Sue Storm will actually be the lead character and Reed Richards is going to basically be sidelined and she is going to take the spotlight, because we've seen over the years they've definitely been very focused on the female characters, and it seems like if they have this female Silver Surfer, they have Sue Storm, it's just going to be another very woman power film. Of course, though, like I mentioned, this is all just a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt, but we have been hearing very similar rumors for many years at this point. And of course, since this hit the internet, people have been debating. This Screen Geek tweet pulled in 18 million views, and while it has 3.6k likes, it's got nearly 3,000 comments of people debating. People are, sharing the Panderverse meme of, Bob Iger here and all of the stocks are falling. I mean, this is just another lame move. This is why something like Into the Panderverse is so relevant today, because they're basically just going, put a chick in it, make her lame, make her gay. That's all they really have going for them at this point. That's all that they're focused on. People are saying things like, oh boy, this is gonna be a disaster. This isn't gonna be good. People are also joking about how they most likely, if they did this, would not show off her curves. They would not actually make her look accurate. They might pick a slightly larger actress to promote body positivity, which also would not surprise me in any way, shape, or form. But who really knows? I mean, anything is possible at this point. It is kind of funny to meme on this just because we have seen them fail time and time and time again doing things like this, and they never learn their lesson. Like with the Marvels, they didn't learn anything from the Marvels. They need to make new IPs, make new female leads, or at least, focus on good female leads that maybe already have a lot of source material that they can simply follow. And they need to stop pushing girl power in the message of the movie. They need to stop overriding these older, amazing, fan favorite characters and doing things like this that nobody asked for and nobody wants. Only time will tell. We'll have to see if this actually is legitimate or not. It is just a rumor at this point, but I don't think any of us would be surprised if this is the direction they decide to go in. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.